What's going on YouTube? Tony here, back with another video, and today I am reviewing a fragrance from the house of Clive Christian. This offering is called C. This is everything you need to know in 7 post points. Post point number 1. This fragrance is from the private collection that Clive Christian put out. The private collection has 5 fragrances, each for the letter and the name Clive. They're all a different classification of fragrance, this being a leather and wood fragrance. I believe they classify it as a woody oriental, but I would say that this is more of a leather woody fragrance. Now there are, I think, some oriental aspects to this, but they're so far down in the base of the fragrance, and by the time you get to the oriental part of this, you're going to wash it off. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Now, if you are a fan of oud, this may be one for you to look to, because the DNA of it is different enough that you can still smell the oud, but it's not the typical rose oud combo, sweet rose and oud or sweet saffron and oud. This one is dry, smoky, rugged, just a different take on oud than what's in the designer line. So I kind of like the fact that they use this oud and leather to go along with that saffron. It makes it a little different for an oud-based fragrance, and I do think this is an oud-based fragrance. Point number 2, this is inspired by the rugged coastal landscape. I wonder what the coastal landscape smells like. I guess if leather reminds you of the coast, maybe. I do agree with the classification of being rugged, or the description of being rugged, because it does come across rugged and manly, and that leather really punches you in the face. Post point number 3, this is a really complex scent. I think there's like 21 listed notes. The major notes to me is leather, spice, and oud. This comes across dry, smoky, and woody. Sometimes I get more spice and leather than I do other days. Some days the oud just shines through. One of those scents that I get a different kind of feel every time I wear it. The smell itself doesn't change, but I would say this probably progresses in 4 distinct phases. This scent is definitely for the person who wants complexity out of their fragrances, a person who really wants something that's dark and possibly even challenging. This is not one of those scents that I think you smell and love at first sniff, but I think you will definitely be able to appreciate the construction of it. When I first sprayed this, this was a blind buy for me. When I first sprayed this, I didn't love it, but as the fragrance progressed, I started to appreciate it more, and I actually really like the dry down. Which brings me to post point number 4. The performance on this is just crazy. This will last until you just tap out. At some point you're gonna have to shower, and you're still gonna have it. You spray this on in the morning, it's gonna last you through morning, lunch, happy hour, dinner, take a shower, wake up the next morning. You can still actually smell like this. It's just really a potent fragrance, and because of that, I would say 2 to 3 sprays and you're pretty much good with this. You don't have to go any further than that with this. Post point number 5, let's address some things that I've read on other sites doing research for this. Is people compare this to Tom Ford's Tuscan Leather, and what I would say is there's one accord in here that reminds me of Tuscan Leather, but if you put these on side by side, they're not extremely close, other than that one particular note. So that one particular note is pretty dead on. It's the same note of both fragrances, or the same accord in each fragrance. But these fragrances smell, to my nose, very different outside of that particular accord. To my nose, C is a little spicier and just a tinge bit sweeter and more rough around the edges. So I think Tuscan Leather is technically a unisex fragrance. I would say that fragrance is more elegant than this. This is more in your face and brash, and I think unmistakably masculine. I don't see a woman, a female rocking C. Neither one of these fragrances, neither fragrance I would classify as sweet. But I think as they progress, this one may be just a tad bit sweeter than Tuscan Leather. Pulse point number 6, price versus value. Now this is a 50 ml, and I believe this 50 ml runs $3.95 retail, and you can find this on the secondary market a lot cheaper than that, maybe $100 cheaper than that. Either way, still fairly expensive. To me, I don't think the price is, I don't think it's a great value. I think what this fragrance does, there's other fragrance that will accomplish what this does, but for a cheaper price. Which brings me to post point number 7. Why I don't think this is a good value, because I don't think it's that versatile. I have trouble figuring out where to wear this particular fragrance. It's too expensive to wear on a daily basis to like work. Maybe too strong for a date fragrance. Not a crowd pleaser to wear on regular occasions. Then too button up to wear casually. So who is this for? Ballers only. I appreciate the construction of it. I even personally like the smell of it. I can't find occasions that I reach for it to say this is how I want to smell, even for upscale events. It seems like it's a weird fragrance that's upscale but outside or something like that. So, or upscale in a cold weather environment, which in Texas is not a whole lot. That is all I got for this video. If you are a fan of C or have an opinion on C, let me know down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.